Hey guys, Mr. Noonan here. Today we're going to be learning about making a PowerPoint maze. So making a PowerPoint maze is just to teach us some basic skills within PowerPoint, basically hyperlinking from slide to slide. And later on we might get into adding animations, but first let's get to the basics of making a PowerPoint slide. So the first thing I did there is I deleted some of the boxes that are not needed for my PowerPoint maze game. So all I did is just click on the outside edge, press the backspace button, and they were deleted. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make 4 slides. So there's 2 options to do this. We can right click, add slide to our PowerPoint, so new slide, right click, new slide, or up in the top tabs there's the new slide button, so you can just click that 4 times if you'd like. Alternatively, we can also duplicate the slide. So to duplicate the slide, all we need to do is click on a slide and press Ctrl D. And I'm going to do that for my PowerPoint because the first thing I'm going to do before I do anything else, because this is a maze game, we want people to actually play it, and we don't want them to click on a page and then go to the next page. So if I click in transitions, on my first slide here on the left, I've clicked in transitions at the top, tab at the top. Right over here on the right hand side, I have advanced slide. That means move to the next slide. And at the moment it's got a tick saying on a mouse click it's going to go to the next slide. Now for other PowerPoint options you can set timing and things like that, but all we're going to do is unclick on mouse click goes to the next slide. So now we actually have to click the hyperlinks to go to the next slides. And I did that on my first slide, and then I'm going to duplicate them all. So by duplicating the other slides, this is going to make it advance on the hyperlinks rather than on the mouse click. So I'll click on my slide on the left, and now I'll press Ctrl D. You can also do this by right clicking. So you can right click and duplicate the slide. I just use Ctrl D because it's a lot quicker. So I just Ctrl D, 4 slides in there on the left. So now I have 4 slides, and all the slides, if I was to click on them, you can see here on the right hand side of the transitions that on a mouse click it won't advance to the next slide. So the next thing we need to do is we're going to add a home page in here, and this is going to link to the levels of our maze game. To do that we need to insert. We're going to insert a text box. Draw where you'd like it. I'm just going to put this as my home page. So I know this is my home page. I'm just labeling the page. The next slide, slide number 2, is actually going to be where the maze is. And slide number 3, we're going to add in another text box. So insert text box. And this is going to be our you win page or congratulations page. So I'm just putting in you win. And on the last one, we're going to be adding in another text box. So insert text box. And this is going to be the you lose page. So the page if you hit the edge. So we've got 4 slides now. The first one's our home page. The second one's going to be where our maze game is. The third slide is the you win page. And the 4th slide is the you lose page. Now obviously nothing looks pretty yet. You can make it pretty right at the end of setting up your maze, but for now we're just going to leave it simple. The next step, we're going to go to our second page where we're going to actually put the maze game. So the first thing we need to do to set up our maze game is build the walls, and the walls are going to be the things that make the player lose. So if they hit the walls, they're going to lose. So we're going to go to insert again. This time instead of going to text box, we're going to go to shapes. I'm just going to use simple shapes. For these I like the curved edge rectangles. I'm just going to make one. I'm going to leave it blue. I'm not going to worry about colouring anything for now. I'm just going to leave the colour in the outlines, and colouring the blocks can be for a different tutorial. So right now I have one shape, and this shape we have to add actions to it. So at the moment if I was to go into slideshow and go from this current slide, my mouse hits the block, doesn't do anything. So that's not going to be a fun game if you can just go from slide to slide, or at the moment I can't go from slide to slide because I can't go on the next mouse click. So we're going to click on our shape. We have to make sure that it's clicked. We're going to go to insert, and we're going to insert an action. And by inserting an action, it's going to tell us to do something when that mouse is clicked. So at the moment when that mouse is clicked there's no action, or when the mouse goes over that, at the moment there's no action. So we're going to ignore the mouse click. We're going to click on mouse over, and we're going to change when the mouse is over that shape, let's hyperlink to. So all I did is click the little circle, And at the moment it's saying it's going to hyperlink to the next slide, which is the you win slide. But we want to go to the you lose slide, which is slide number 4. So I'm going to click this little arrow on the right. I'm going to move this slide bar down to where it says slide ... So I double click that, or you can just click it once. And when the mouse over hits this shape, we want it to go to slide 4. So I click on slide 4, press OK, and there it is. So it's saying on mouse over, hyperlink to slide 4. I'm going to click OK. And now if I was to go into slideshow from the current slide, if my mouse hits that shape, I go to slide 4. Perfect. Now I did that on one shape because now it makes it very easy to create all my walls, because all I need to do now is duplicate that shape, and that they will all have that hyperlink. I don't have to go to every single shape I make and add that action to it. So I now just click that shape, and I can either right click it and copy and paste it all over the page, or to do it quicker, we use the duplicate trick. So I press Control D, and straight away it just duplicates that shape. It has the action on it already, so it's clicked. If I was to go to Insert Action, you'd see on mouse over, it's already hyperlinked to slide 4, so I don't have to add that in. Now I can make many of these now. I just press Control D, and I have all these shapes are hyperlinked. So if the mouse hits any of these shapes, it's going to go to the You Lose page. So I'm going to move them around my page. I can change the shape and size of them if I want. As I said, I'm not going to worry about coloring anything at the moment. If I use the little green tool at the top, I can rotate it. So the thing I'm doing now is just creating walls, so the mouse can't go on the outside of the game during my maze game. So I'm creating walls around the edges. So basically they can't, there's no bug where they can cheat and go on the outside. So all I'm doing is just putting blocks where I think they're going to create obstacles for the players. I have a complete wall around the outside. I'm just reshaping them. And I'm going to put these so the player has to move around the screen. Let's move this one at the top, make it smaller. Let's move this one. Oh, if I'm going to start at the top, maybe I should move this one down here. Move this one here. And I might make this last one go across and maybe on a diagonal, so they have to go around it. Alright, now I've made my simple maze, and if I was to go into slideshow from current slide, you can see my mouse there at the top. The whole point of this maze game is that they get their mouse around to a certain point without hitting the edges. If they hit the edges, boom, they lose. And that hyperlink's set up for every shape on this page, on page number 2, where if they hit any of the walls, then they're going to lose that game. So the next thing we need to do is actually create something for them to get to. So we want them to win this level, they need to get to a certain point. So to do that, you can insert any shape you like, and you can insert any word you like, and any picture you like, and that's the point where you want them to get to. So I'm just going to be simple, and I'm going to put in a star for them to get to. So I pressed Insert Shapes. Down under Stars and Banners, I'm just going to pick a normal 5-point star. I'm going to add that in there. And that's the point where I would like them to get to. I want them to get to that 5-point star. Now this one doesn't have an action yet, so I need to add an action to it. So I'm going to go Insert, Action. On mouse click, you can choose mouse click if you want them to get there and click it, or you can make it go on mouse over if you'd like them to get there and just as soon as their mouse hits it, they win the game. So I'm going to go on mouse over, and I want it to hyperlink to, and I want it to hyperlink to slide 3. Now I could do next slide, but if I was to add more levels into this maze game, the You Win page might not end up being slide 3. So I'm going to go into the little arrow on the right, move down to the slide button. I'm going to pick slide 3, which is the You Win page. Pick OK. Now I have a point where I'm going to win. So if I was to go check this slideshow from current slide, I move my mouse around so I don't hit any of the edges, and I hit the star and I win. So I win the game. So again, if you were to make more levels, you could just duplicate this shape and you can go to the win page. Now at the moment, you can tell that we're missing some things. So if we were to go on the home page, I can't actually click to go to the next page, so my game's useless. I can't get to the actual maze to play the game. So we need to go to the home page and add in a button to move to the next level, to move to the level we want to. So to do this, you need to find out where you want the player to start with the mouse. Because when they click on the home page, that's where their mouse is going to be. So I want my mouse up here near the top left-hand side, a little bit from the top. So on my home page, I might move this home page. I'm going to insert. You can insert a text box, or you can insert a shape or a picture, anything you want for level 1. I'm going to insert just a tiny circle, my circle here, and then I'm going to add in a text box. So click a text box and put number 1. That's going to be my level number 1. And I put it here, so when they click into it, hopefully when they go to slide 2, they start their mouse up here on the top left-hand side. So at the moment, there's no action on it. I haven't added an action. So I have to click on the shape, click on insert, action. I want this one to be on a mouse click. I don't want them to just go there when the mouse is over it. So instead of doing mouse over, I'm going to do mouse click. So on mouse click, there's no action. On mouse click, we want to hyperlink to the level 1 page, which is slide number 2. So hyperlink, go down to slide. I want to hyperlink to slide 2, which is my maze level. Click OK. Click OK. So now, if I was to start my slideshow, from beginning, I have a way to get to the first level of my maze game. So I click there, level 1. Oh, it started at a pretty good spot, not right at the top, but I'm going to leave it. And now I can move my mouse around to the You Win page. But you see, when I do that, there's another mistake here, because once I get to the You Win page, nothing happens. I need something on the You Win page to either finish the game or be able to go back to the menu or the level that I would like to play. So because this is a very simple maze on the You Win page, I'm going to add in insert, shape. I'm going to add in a little triangle maybe. And when you hit this triangle, you're going to end the game. It means you win the game. So I'm going to click the shape, add in an action, on mouse click, hyperlink to, and then you'll see here end show. That means they're going to finish the game. So end show, OK. Obviously, if you had more levels, when you go to the You Win page, you'd link them to the next levels. But this, we've only got one level, so we're going to link them to the end of the game. So when I go into slideshow, from beginning, I can go to my game. I can go round, win the game, and now if I click the triangle, I finish the game. Now there's one more thing we need to do, and that's when you actually go on this slide and you lose, so when you hit the edge, we can't go back to the level to try again. So we need to add some links, some hyperlinks on this page so we can go back to that level to try again. So there's a couple of options here. You can link directly to the level you want to go to, or you can just go to the home page and let the player pick the level that you want them to go to. So to do this, I'm going to insert a shape again. So insert shape. You can insert a shape or an action button that already has a hyperlink on it right down here at the bottom. And I'm going to put in the little home button here. And that already has an action on it. It says on mouse click, hyperlink to the first slide. And that's my main page, pick the level slide. That's going to be perfect for me because that's going to start the mouse exactly where I want it to when they click the level 1. So we're going to go into our slideshow again, go from beginning, click. Now if I lose, I have the hyperlink in here already to get back to the home page. And then they can go in and try again from the start of the level. Lose, home page, start again. Go around to the star, they win, end the game. So there we have a simple maze game where we've added in some hyperlinks, we've set up the maze game so you can lose and win the game, and we have one level to this game. So next time we're going to be adding in some new levels and some animations to the game to make it more interesting. After that, that's when you make it pretty. You worry about making it pretty right at the end. You get the basics of the gameplay down first. So this is Mr. Noonan. Hope you had fun learning about PowerPoints. See you again next time.